Hello everyone, welcome to the another lecture of this learning process. In this lecture, we shall be discussing the important feature of Verilog HDL in the learning of the course Digital System Design using Verilog HDL. This important feature is User Defined Primitives or UDPs in short. We shall discuss the following topics in detail. Introduction to User Defined Primitives or UDPs, UDPs rules, UDP symbols, combinational UDP, sequential UDP, and UDP instantiation. Introduction to UDPs. Verilog is very flexible language and it allows number of things so that designers may use them as per their design choice. In last lectures, we have discussed the different modeling styles in Verilog HDL such as switch level, gate level, data flow, and behavioral level. These modeling styles are the ways to model the digital systems, and there are two types of primitives in Verilog, and these are system or built-in primitive and user-defined primitive. System or built-in primitives are generally used in switch level and gate level modeling styles. The examples of built-in primitives are NMOS, PMOS, CMOS, TRAN, TRANF0, TRANF1, RNMOS, RPMOS, RCMOS, RTRAN, RTRANF0, RTRANF1 for switch level modeling, and or, NAND, NOR, XOR, XNOR, NOT, WUF, NOTIF0, NOTIF1, WUFIF0, WUFIF1 for gate level modeling style. The definition of system primitives are predefined in Verilog library and designers may use them by following the proper syntax. As Verilog HDL is flexible language and it allows the designers to create their own primitives, and such created primitives are called user defined primitives or UDPs. A functional table means truth table for combination circuits, and state transition diagrams or tables for sequential circuits are needed for the creation of UDPs. The creation of UDP requires a proper format. This syntax is depicted here and containing the general format for combinational and sequential circuits. UDP starts with the keyword primitive and ends with AND primitive. Red colored words are the reserved keywords in Verilog library. Primitive, that is reserved keyword, then UDP name, input output variables here. Output defined first here, output variable, or it is a mandatory condition to have a one output variable for creation a primitive. Input, then number of input variables. In case of sequential circuits, we require output variable will be a register data type because output variable is used for holding a value for certain time. Then initial block is used only for sequential logic circuits because we have to initialize a state or condition for output variable. Table, input variables are defined first, then colon and output variable in case of combinational circuits. But in case of sequential circuits, input variables are defined first, then colon, present state of the output signal, colon, and next state of the output, and table and primitive. UDP rules. There are some rules to create a UDP in Verilog language. The important condition for creation of UDP is input and output variables must be scalar type, means input and output ports cannot be the vector data types. One primitive block creates UDP for one output port. If in a circuit there are n number of output terminals, then we require n number of primitives. It is mandatory condition to mention the complete lookup table inside the primitive block, and order of the variables must be same as declared in input-output port declaration space. To minimize the rows of lookup tables, designer can use UDP symbols to merge the number of rows. UDP symbols cannot be used in output field. In sequential circuits, current output depends on past output, therefore output variable in sequential circuit must be a register data type, and it must be initialized its initial value by using initial block. Data value Z and in output cannot be used in UDP. UDP symbols. UDP symbols are used for minimizing the lookup tables or simply merging the number of rows in a table. So there are number of symbols in UDP. Most frequently used symbol is question mark. So question mark represents data values 0, 1, x. The symbol B is representing 0 and 1. R or in a bracket 0, 1. 0, 1 representing variable is moving from logic low to logic 1, or it is a rising edge. Similarly, for falling edge, we can use F or in a bracket 1, 0. It means variable is moving from logic 1 to logic 0, or it is simply showing the falling edge. Star or in a bracket 2 question marks, it means any value change. A minus n, it means hold state or no state change. P used for potential rising edge. When variables are moving from 0 to 1, 0 to x or x to 1, then we can simply use P. And similarly for potential falling edge, when variables are moving from 1 to 0, 1 to x or x to 0, then we can simply use n. So these are the UDP symbols used for minimizing the number of rows in a lookup table. Verilog HDL is used for modeling of digital systems, and there are two types of circuits in digital systems, and these are combinational and sequential circuits. Therefore, different UDP formats are used for combinational and sequential circuits. Combinational circuits are the circuits where present state of output is depending on present state of inputs. It means there is no memory element, and these types of circuits are designed using the truth tables where functionality is defined in terms of present output and present inputs. The picture shows the idea of combinational circuits. Example for combinational circuit, and here UDP for two input XOR gate is created. In case of two input XOR gate, there are two inputs A and B and one output Y. And truth table of two input XOR gate is given here. For combination 0 0, output will be 0. Combination 0 1, output of XOR gate is 1. Combination 1 0, output of XOR gate is 1. And for the combination 1 1, output will be 0. And here we are created a primitive for this two input XOR gate. Primitive, then primitive nav, we have taken XOR underscore gate bracket, and inside bracket first we have to declare output variable, and here output variable is Y. Then input variables A and B. Output by input A and B. Then table, and in table the sequence of the variables are first we have to take inputs, that is AB, then output Y. First input A, then input B, colon, output Y. So these combinations are the same as depicted here. 0 0, output is 0, 0 0, colon, output y is 0. For combination 0 1, output is 1. Combination 0 1, colon, output is 1. Combination 1 0, output is 1. Combination 1 0, colon, output is 1. Combination 1 1, output is 0. Combination 1 1, output is 0. So in this table, first we are taking input variables, then colon, then output variable, and table and primitive. Another example for combination circuit. Here we are creating UDP4 2 to 1 multiplexer circuit. Block diagram for 2 to 1 multiplexer circuit is given here. One input A, second input B, and one selection line as output variable is Y. And the truth table for this 2 to 1 multiplexer circuit is given here. Selection line, input A, input B, output Y. So there are basically 3 input signals. So for 3 input signals, there are 8 possible combinations: 0 0 0 to 1 1 1. And for all the combinations of input variables, we have to check the value of output variable Y. In case of 2 to 1 multiplexer, when S is at logic 0, then A will be selected at the output. In case of S equal to 1, then V is selected at the output. So when S is at logic 0, then output Y is equal to A0, Y0, A0, Y0, A1, Y1, A1, Y1. When S is equal to at logic 1, then output Y is equal to input B. Input V 0, output 0. Input V 1, output Y 1. 0, 0, 1, 1. And this table is exactly copied here by following the format of Verilog HDL. Primitive, then primitive name, we are taking mux here, bracket, and in bracket first we have to declare output variable, that is the Y, then input variables as a b, output Y, input as a b, and sequence of this table will be as a b, then output variable Y. So before colon we have to take input variables, and after the colon output variable. And in case of UDP, there may be a number of input variables. What single output variable is the mandatory condition for creating a primitive? And table and primitive. Same example, that is 2 to 1 multiplexer circuit, is presented here. What we are using UDP symbols to minimize the number of rows. So 2 to 1 multiplexer circuit, 2 inputs AB, 1 selection line as output Y, and truth table is presented here. Primitive, then primitive nav mux, output variable Y, then input variables as AB, output Y, input as AB, table. And here we are using UDP symbol, that is question mark, and here question mark represent the data values 0, 1, X. In case of 2 to 1 multiplexer circuit, when S equal to 0, then output Y is equal to input A. So in this case, when S equal to 0 and A equal to 0, then it doesn't depends on input, second input, that is B input, then output will be A. When selection line S equal to at logic 0 and input A is at logic 1, then output Y equal to at logic 1. S equal to 1 logic, then output Y is just equal to variable B. So when S equal to 1, input variable question mark, or its value may be 0, 1 or X, and variable B is 0, then output is 0. When S is at logic 1, input A at logic 0, 1 or X, input variable V is at logic 1, then output will be at logic 1, and table and primitive. Here UDP for 5 input NAND gate is created using UDP symbol. So in case of 5 input variables, there are total 32 input combinations. So this one is the truth table for 5 input NAND gate. 5 inputs are A, B, C, D and E, and output is Y. In case of NAND gate, any input is at logic 0, then output will be at logic 1. So for first combination, when input A is at logic 0, then irrespective of the combinations B, C, D, E, output Y will be at logic 1. Similarly, for next case, when input B is at logic 0, then output Y will be at logic 1. Similarly, for next case, when C is at logic 0, then irrespective of other input combinations, Y is at logic 1. Similarly for D, E. And when all the input combinations are at logic 1, then output is at logic 0. That is the property of NAND gate. When all the input combinations are at logic high, then output will be at logic 0. Otherwise, if any input signal is at logic 0, then output signal is at logic 1. There are total 6 rows in this table. If we are not using these don't care conditions, then we have 32 number of rows. So we can simply see the benefit of UDP symbols. Sequential UDP. In sequential UDP, we have combinational logic circuit as well as memory element. In this case, the present output is depending on present input as well as the previous outputs. It means output is having two states. One is present state, other is next state. Format for creation of UDP for sequential circuit is something different from the combinational circuit. And in this case, the output is depending on previous output. It means the output variable must be a register data type because register data types are used for holding a value for certain time period. And in case of sequential UDPs, the function of the sequential logic circuits are depicted using state transition diagrams or state transition tables. So in this case, whenever we are declaring the table inside the UDP, then we must mention present state as well as next state of the output variable. So let's see the examples of sequential UDP for more clarification. UDP for label trigger D latch is created here. The logic symbol for D latch is given here. Input D, clock signal CLK, clear signal CLR, and output Q. When clear signal is at logic 1, then irrespective of the input D and clock signal, the output signal is at logic 0. When clear signal is at logic 0, then it depends on clock signal. If it is at logic 1, then output Q will be the input signal. Otherwise, output signal hold the value. Primitive syntax is given here. Primitive, that is reserved keyword. Primitive name D underscore latch bracket, and first variable must be output. So output is here Q, then input variables D, clock, clear. And in case of sequential logic circuits, output variable must be a register data type because it holds the values for certain time period. So output, that is reserved keyword, reg, that is reserved keyword for register data types, and output Q. Input D, clock, clear. We may initialize the value of output variable, that is Q equal to 0. Table. When clear signal is at logic 1, then irrespective of the input D and clock signal CLK, present state Q, the next state will be at logic 0. D latch depends on clock pulse. When clock is at logic 0, then irrespective of the input signal D and present state of the D latch, the next state will be the same as the present state. It means it is holding the value of present state. So we are using a minus sign here. When clock signal is at logic 1 and input D is at logic 0, then irrespective of present state, next state will be at logic 0. Similarly for logic 1, the next state will be at logic 1. So this one is reset condition and this one is set condition for delay circuit, and table and primitive. So in this case we can simply see that here we require two colon signs, one colon sign for present state, second colon sign for next state. Another example for sequential logic circuit, and here UDP for positive edge triggered D flip-flop is created. The logic symbol for positive edge triggered D flip-flop is given here. One input signal D, positive edge clock signal CLK, clear signal CLR, and output Q. When clear signal is at logic 1, then irrespective of input signal and present state of the D flip-flop, the next state will be at logic 0. When clear signal is at logic 0, then D flip-flop depends on the nature of clock signal, and depending on clock signal, the output variable is either the input signal D or it is holding the value of previous output. Primitive, then primitive name D underscore FF bracket, and first variable is output variable Q, input variables D clock clear, and output will be raster data type. So here we are using output rag Q, input D clock clear. Present state of the output signal is initialized here using initial block, so Q equal to 0, table. The sequence of these combinations are D clock clear, then present state of Q, then next state of Q. This one is D clock clear, present state of Q, next state of Q. When clear signal is at logic 1, then irrespective of input D, clock CLK, and present state of output variable Q, output, that is next state of output, will be at logic 0. When clear signal is at logic 0, clock signal is varying from logic 0 to 1, or it is a rising edge. So in this case, next state of Q will be the input signal D. So input signal D is 0, so next state of output variable Q is 0, irrespective of present state. Similarly, for second possible combination, when D input is at logic 1 and clock is a rising edge 0 to 1 and clear signal is at logic 0, then irrespective of present state of output signal, next state of the output is at logic 1. When signal is at logic 0, irrespective of input D, clock signal CLK, and present state of output variable, the next state of output variable is previous output. When clock signal is at falling edge, it is also a hold state. It means the next state of the output variable is the same as the previous state of the output variable, irrespective of input signal and previous output, and table and primitive. UDP instantiation. In last slides, we have discussed the number of UDP creation examples. The instantiation of created UDPs may be possible in a Verilog module, just similar to gate instantiation. Here example is given. 2-to-1 multiplexer is designed using UDP. The logic symbol for 2-to-1 multiplexer circuit is given here. Two inputs AV, one selection line as output Y. Truth table is presented here. and using this truth table, primitive is created here, that is UDP for 2 to 1 multiplexer circuit. Now this UDP is instantiated in a module just like a gate instantiation. Module name we are given as mux underscore design input output variables, and here we are taking inputs in 0 in 1 selection line cell and output variable out. Output is out, inputs are in 0 in 1 and cell. Here we have already created a UDP for 2 to 1 multiplexer circuit with the UDP name mux. So this UDP is treated as a gate and we are just calling this gate in our module. Primitive name mux, we are simply using mux here, and bracket similar to gate. First we declared output port, then input ports. Output variable is out and inputs are in 0 in 1 cell and module. So this one is the complete Verilog program for 2 to 1 multiplexer circuit using multiplexer UDP. Another example for UDP instantiation, and here we are designing a full adder circuit. 3 inputs are A, B, C in, 2 outputs are S and C out, and here 2 XOR gates are required, 2 AND gates are required, and 1 OR gate is required. So truth table for XOR and OR gate is given here. Inputs are AB, output of AND gate is P, output of OR gate is Q, output of XOR gate is R. 2 input signals are there, so 4 possible combination 0 0, 0 1, 1 0, 1 1. Output of AND gate is at logic 1 when all the input variables at logic 1, otherwise it will be at logic 0. Output of OR gate is at logic 0 when all the input signals are at logic 0, otherwise it will be 1. In case of XOR gate, when different combinations are there, then output is at logic 1, otherwise output will be at logic 0. So by using this truth table, we are creating the primitives for AND gate, OR gate and XOR gate. So primitive for AND gate, primitive name we are taken as AND G bracket output port, that is P, inputs A, B, output P, input AB. Table, so when input A is at logic 0 and irrespective of input B, output will be at logic 0. Similarly, when input B is at logic 0, then irrespective of input A, output will be at logic 0. When both input signals are at logic 1, then output is 1. And table and primitive. So this UDP is for AND gate. Similarly for OR gate, primitive name org OR gate, output variable Q, inputs A, B, output Q, input AB. Table. In case of OR gate, when input variable A is at logic 1, then irrespective of second input, output will be at logic 1. Similarly, when input variable B is at logic 1, then irrespective of input variable A, output will be at 1. If both input signals are at logic 0, then output will be at logic 0. And table and primitive. Primitive for XOR gate, primitive is reserved keyword, primitive name is XOR gate, XOR G. Output variable for XOR gate, that is R, inputs AB, output R, input AB. Table. Here we are using 4 possible combinations. For 0 0, output is 0, 0 1, output R is at logic 1, 1 0, 1, 1 1, 0, and table and primitive. Module name inputs A, B, C in, S, C out. Inputs are A, B, C in, output S, C out. And this one is the circuit diagram for full adder circuit, and there are 3 intermediate terminals W1, W2, W3. So we are declaring W1, W2, W3 as a wire for continuous driven signals. And here 2 AND gates are used. So we are labeled these 2 AND gates A1, A2. Now we are calling AND gate primitive. that is AND G. AND G label is A1. This one is AND G label is A1, and here output variable is W2. Inputs are A, B. Output variable is W2. Inputs are A, B. For second AND gate, label is A2. Output is W3. Inputs are Cin and W1. AND G, that is created primitive. Label A2. Output W3. Inputs Cin and W1. For XOR gate, XOR 1. Output variable W1. Inputs are AB. XOR G. Label X1. Output variable W1. Inputs are AB. For second XOR gate, XOR G, that is UDP for XOR gate. Label X2. Output variable as inputs are Cin W1. And here one OR gate is used, and the primitive for OR gate is ORG. So we are calling ORG here. ORG output variable, that is Cout. Inputs are W2, W3. Output for OR gate is Cout. Inputs are W3 and W2 and module. So this one is the complete Verilog program using UDPs for full address circuit. Here we are creating the UDPs for sum and Cout output variables. The truth table for full address circuit is given here. 3 inputs A, B, Cin, 2 outputs S and Cout. So we require 2 UDPs, one for S, second for Cout. Primitive for sum output, primitive name sum. Output of this primitive is S. Inputs are A, B, Cin. Output S. Input A, B, Cin. Table. And here the reduction of table is not possible. So we are mentioning all the possible combinations of A, B, Cin, A, B, Cin, and corresponding outputs, that is sum output or S, and table and primitive. Second primitive is for carry out. Primitive name CO and bracket. Output variable is Cout. Inputs are A, B, Cin. Output Cout. Inputs A, B, Cin. Table. And here we are able to minimize the number of rows using UDP symbols. So in case of Cout signal, when two input signals are at logic 0, then carry out will be at logic 0. When A and B both are at logic 0, then irrespective of Cin, output, that is carry output, is at logic 0. When A and Cin at logic 0, then irrespective of input variable B, output, that is carry output, will be at logic 0. When B and Cin at logic 0, then irrespective of input variable A, output will be at logic 0. Another case, when two input signals are at logic 1, then irrespective of third input signal, the carry out is at logic 1. So these conditions are mentioned here and table. And now we are calling these two UDPs inside a module. Module name full underscore add. Input output terminals as Cout, A, B, Cin. Inputs are A, B, Cin. Outputs are S and Cout. So we are calling first UDP, that is sum, and output variable is S. Inputs are A, B, Cin. Now second UDP, CO, output variable is Cout and inputs are A, B, Cin and module. So this one is the complete Verilog program using primitives. A sequencer circuit, that is 4-bit ripple up counter, is designed using UDPs. We are taking JK flip-flops to design 4-bit ripple up counter. And for designing 4-bit ripple up counter, we require 4 flip-flops. These are FF0, FF1, FF2 and FF3. In case of ripple counter, the input signals, that is J and K terminals of all the flip-flop circuits, are at logic 1, so that it provides the toggling property to the counter circuit. Here we are using clear signal, clock signal for the first flip-flop, and the clock signal for the next flip-flop is the output of the previous flip-flop, similar to here and here. The waveform for this 4-bit ripple up counter is given here. Positive edge clock signal is taken here, when clock signal is at rising edge, then output Q is toggling. Output of first flip-flop, that is Q0, is changing at the positive edge of clock signal. In case of second flip-flop's output circuit, that is Q1, Q1 will be toggling if Q0 is at positive edge. Similar to next output Q2, that is the output of FF2, and it depends on clock signal of this flip-flop, and clock signal of this flip-flop is the Q1. Q2 will toggle at the positive edges of Q1. Similar to last flip-flop circuit, output is Q3, and it depends on the clock signal of this flip-flop. Clock signal of this flip-flop is the Q2. So Q3 will toggle at the rising edge of Q2 signal. So primitive for JK flip-flop is presented here. Then for designing a complete 4-way ripple up counter, we will call primitive 4 times for 4 flip-flops. Primitive name JKFF, output variable Q, input signals are JK clock clear. The sequence of this table will be J, K, clock clear, colon, present state, then next state of Q. So there are these possible combinations to create UDP for JK flip-flop. When cleared signal is at logic 1, then irrespective of any other input signal, the next state of output variable is at logic 0. When cleared signal is at logic 0, then the operation of flip-flop is depending on clock. If it is a falling edge, then irrespective of input signals and previous state of output signal, the next state of output signal is the previous state of output variable. It means it is holding the value. When clock signal is at logic 0 or 1, we are using a symbol B. B represent 0 or 1. So irrespective of input signals JK and previous output, the next state of output is the same as the previous output signal. So it is also holding the value. When clear signal is at logic 0 and clock signal is at positive edge, input J is at logic 0, input K is at logic 1. Then irrespective of previous output, the next state of output will be at logic 0. So this one is reset condition. Similarly for next case, that is the set condition, when J terminal is at logic 1, K terminal is at logic 0 and clock is at rising edge, cleared signal is at logic 0, and then irrespective of previous output, the next output is at logic 1. When J and K input signals are at logic 0, clock signal is at rising edge, cleared signal is at logic 0, then irrespective of previous output, the next state is the previous output state, or it is also holding the value. When J and K terminals are at logic 1, this one is the condition for toggle. Previous state is logic 0, then next state will be at logic 1. Similarly for next combination, when previous state is at logic 1, then next state is at logic 0. In the last case, when clear signal is at logic 0 and clock signal is at N, N is the symbol used for UDP creation. Then irrespective of input variables and previous state, the next state is the last state, or it is holding the value and table and primitive. Module name count, input output terminals. Inputs are clock clear, output Q, and here Q is Q0, Q1, Q2, Q3. So we are using a vector for Q 0 to 3. UDP name is JKFF, so we are calling JKFF UDP for first flip-flop FF0, and in this case output variable is Q0. We are mentioning here Q, then square bracket 0. It is simply showing the value of Q0, clock clear. UDP JKFF for flip-flop 1, and here output is Q1. Clock signal is here, the output of the last flip-flop, that is Q0, clear. Similarly for next flip-flops, JK flip-flop for flip-flop 2 and 3. And in case of flip-flop 2, output is Q2, clock signal is at Q1, clear. For flip-flop 3, output is Q3, clock signal is at Q2 and clear, and module. So this program shows the complete Verilog program for 4-bit ripple up counter using UDP.